Hey friends, welcome back to the hillside. Today I have to harvest some potatoes before it starts to rain again. We've been getting a lot of rain here the past few days and it's time to get the potatoes out of the ground before they start to rot on me. So I'm gonna take these containers and get the potatoes out and then we'll harvest some seeds. So let's go. Lately we're getting too much rain for these potatoes and whenever I keep my potatoes in the containers too long, it starts to rot on me because especially right now, we're getting a lot of rain. So it's starting to rain right now actually. So let's harvest these and get these out of the ground. I really hope it doesn't start pouring. I want to get these potatoes out, but it's coming down now. Now if you remember, these potatoes were not seed potatoes. These were organic potatoes that I had purchased from the store. And they were completely overly sprouted and pretty spent looking in my cupboard. But I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna throw them away. I'm just gonna toss them in some soil in a container and see what we get. So let's see what we get. And if you remember, these potatoes were very, very small when I first put them in here. So I'm not expecting them to be big or anything. But I am expecting that they multiplied quite a lot. So let's see. We got tons of these smaller potatoes, not big, but the potatoes we planted were small, so I wasn't expecting them to get too big, but we have so many. It's hard to even get through here with the amount of these potatoes that we have. Second one. Oh, the mosquitoes are out. I think this one we have some actual bigger potatoes here. You can see how much it's already starting to rot. So if I don't get these out quick enough, they rot on me. So much better. First one, they were very small. I think I probably overcrowded them in there, but hopefully too many of these didn't rot, but they're much nicer size now. Okay. Oh, I can really feel them in there. They're just getting bigger as I keep digging. Now, may not seem like a lot, but for putting in one little handful of tiny little potatoes that were completely overspent and oversprouted, we got an entire jug full of potatoes with some pretty nice looking potatoes in here. So it wasn't a complete loss. I actually ended up harvesting a nice little batch here. All right, let's go save some seeds from some Brussels sprouts. All right, so this here was a Brussels sprout plant. It was growing in my container for the past few months, since early spring, and I let this one go to seed. You can see how tall this is. It gets really tall. It's like 3.5 feet. And I let it go to seed. It put out these really nice flowers. They were long and pointy looking. And then a couple of days ago I actually pulled it out of the ground because the seed packets were dry. And when the seed packets are dry and they're kind of crunchy and you can hear the seeds shaking around, you know that the seeds are mature and they're ready to harvest so that you can save seeds for next year. So all I'm gonna do is basically pop these little pods off of here. Sometimes I just keep the entire pod in a Ziploc bag and I just label it Brussels sprouts with the variety. But you can see all you have to do now is take one of these, pop it open, and you can see the seeds in there, those little black seeds, and then you can just harvest them in your hands like that. So you can see some of the little seeds in there. Now all you have to do is put them in a little Ziploc bag or whatever you learn to keep your seeds in, and make sure you label them with the variety of whatever it is you planted. So these are Brussels sprouts, and I have the variety written down somewhere so I can just find it and I can save these seeds, and I can have thousands of seeds from this one plant. Really all you need is one plant to go to seed, and trust me, you'll have more than enough to plant for the next few years. So really it's that simple to collect seeds. Mostly all of your brassicas are going to be a similar process. Basically they'll grow, mature, put out flowers, and you want to leave the flowers on there until they turn into seeds, because the seeds will grow inside of the flowers. And then once those dry out, you're basically just leaving them on the plant until they dry out. Then you'll have your seed packets that look like this, and inside of the little packets, little seed pods, will be the seeds, and mostly all the brassica seeds will look the same. So broccoli, cauliflower, kale, cabbage, those are all brassicas. They'll look similar to each other, and they're a similar process to save seeds. So make sure, guys, if you have open pollinated, or especially if you have heirloom seeds, you can go ahead and save the seeds, because they are going to grow true to seed. If they're not cross, bred with anything, they'll grow true to seed. So make sure you're saving those seeds. Especially if it's heirloom variety, you can definitely save the seeds. That's why I try to grow mostly heirloom varieties here, so that I can actually save the seeds and I don't have to purchase new seeds every single year. It really does save quite a bit of money, because just taking into account every single thing you need to garden, it does add up. When you're buying soil, fertilizers, you're running water to water everything, you're buying containers, or you're building raised beds, or things like that. On top of that, you have to purchase the seeds. So it really could add up, and you could be spending quite a bit of money trying to grow seeds, trying to grow some of your own food, which is definitely worth it, especially if you're growing organically. But saving seeds is a great way to cut the cost, and also it's so rewarding to see the seeds that you saved from last year be planted next year and actually grow and give you more food. There is absolutely nothing like that. So make sure you go ahead and save seeds. Don't just throw them out. Don't harvest every single one. Make sure you leave like 1 or 2 plants to go to seed, and that way next year, in the next probably 5 years, you'll have seeds that are good to go, and you saved yourself quite a bit of money that way. All right, while I'm here, I'm gonna just harvest these onions, because I think they're done, and it's just getting a little too wet for them in these containers. So I'm just gonna pull them out and harvest these today. I planted onion sets 2 seasons ago, and then I had these tiny little onions that were very small that were left over. So I stuck them in the containers this year, and it's giving me a few of them. Not anything huge, but these were just from extra from 2 seasons ago. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna grow them and just get whatever it is I can, because every little bit counts. See, this one is going to seed as well, but the seeds haven't matured enough yet. They're still very soft. You know what, not bad for overly spent extra onion bulbs that I just had laying around that were gonna go in the trash. Nice. Okay, so let's see what we harvested today. One bunch of onions. We got enough seeds for the next few years. And 1 jug of potatoes. Let's lay them out, see how much we've got. Just gonna pull out a few beets as well. Not a bad harvest for just a few minutes in the garden. I got some beets, garlic, some onions, and some potatoes, and enough seeds to last 5 or more years. Fresh organic produce that I grew myself from seed. So that's pretty much all I have for today, guys. Just a quick little check-in to harvest those potatoes and then saving some seeds. Make sure you guys go ahead and leave me your comments to let me know what seeds are you saving this year and what seeds have you saved in the past, and what have you found with growing your vegetables from seed that you saved yourself. All right, guys, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay peaceful.